I had a client, when I was an agent, I had a client who was in the heating and cooling business. This was back in the late 90s, early part of the century. What happened to contractors' insurance in the late 90s, early part of the century? Were they going up or were they going down? This is the interactive part of our session today.
Let's go down.
Okay, no, they were going up. They were going way up because of construction defect situations. And heating and cooling, especially because there's a lot of, there's mold issues, they found that they had a lot of problems. I had a great client. His name was Dan. It's good. That wasn't why he was a great client, but he was a great client. We had the same name. And I'll never forget going in one day. Dan had been my client for probably 4 or 5 years. And I had a 35% increase renewal to give him. Now this isn't health insurance, and health insurance, people get used to that. Contractors for years had some of the lowest rates around, right? This was up 35%. And so I presented it to him, and he wasn't happy. He got it. He understood. He knew what was going on. I'll never forget what he said to me, though. He kind of smiled at me wryly and said, "Well, Dan, I guess you got a raise." How do you answer that? He was right. I mean, I could have said, "Well, Dan, when your premium goes down, then it's like I take a cut in pay." I thought that would not be a good time to bring that up. It creates an adversarial situation. And if you're talking about building trust, building a long-term relationship, you have to be moving in the same direction. The agent, when you have higher commissions, you make more money. That's just the way it's always been. The client does not want their premium going up, I guess, without making more money. Now, if they're making more money and it makes sense, they get that. But they want their premium to find a way to go down. Put yourself in your client's shoes. Put yourself as an insurance buyer. When you are looking at your annual costs and you're looking at what's happening in your industry, having insurance go up shouldn't necessarily be part of that without something else going on. And in addition, you're also hoping that your agent is working on your behalf to get those to go down.